how many of you had difficulties to wake up this morning? Waking up really early or going to bed late can really disturb your biological clock. And how many of you know that disturbance of the biological clock can lead to life-threatening situations? Just imagine a heart surgeon who is called in at night to perform an emergency operation. Will he be sufficiently alert to complete this precious task perfectly? Disturbance of our biological clock can change our metabolism, and that can lead to overweight, but also to diabetes, a heart attack, or even cancer. And our biological clock can easily and constantly become disturbed. We have a 24-hour economy and entertainment is everywhere. It can happen to you and to me. And caffeine is not a solution, I'm sorry. Science has shown that exposure to daylight and timing of physical activity, nutrition and sleep can help to overcome the devastating effects of your biological clock. But knowing this is not enough. We need something to help us to make it really happen. So how about an app? So I'm really proud to present to you the More Energy app. An app tailor-made for you to overcome the devastating consequences of a disturbance of the biological clock. At the VU University Medical Center and the EMGO Institute for Health and Care Research, we developed the More Energy app. And we tested this app in a population with a very high exposure to disturbance of the biological clock, airline pilots. They have long duty days. They have early flights, late flights, overnight flights, and cross many time zones. So we connected their personal characteristics and their flight schedules to personalize advice to food, physical activity, sleep, and exposure to daylight. We tested this app in more than 500 pilots, and those who were offered access to the app, they reported after 6 months that they were 7% less fatigued, and 80% would recommend the app to their colleagues. Now this is only the beginning, and we are looking forward to make the app available to even more occupations. But let me first show you what the More Energy app can do in the near future. Can you start the video, please? Yes, meet our airline pilot Leo. He flies from Amsterdam to Seoul in just 1 day. When he arrives in Seoul, it's in the middle of the Dutch night, but the metropolis is wide awake already. The More Energy app advises Leo to go asleep immediately. That will not be a problem because he's exhausted from the long flight. After a few hours, Leo is woken up by the app to stick to its Dutch time rhythm, and bright light will help to become awake. The alarm does not take no for an answer, by the way. So now Leo is hungry, and the More Energy app advises him to have a high-protein lunch to become extra alert. And the GPS function directs him to a nearby restaurant that's open at this time of the day and serves high-protein lunches. He can read recommendations by his colleagues with the social media function. To prevent an after-lunch dip, Leo is advised to become physically active, and his activity is being monitored. And he can compare his activity by that of his colleagues. Based on his activity, he gets his own personal biorhythm graph. And based on this, he is advised to go back to sleep again. After a good night of sleep, Leo flies back the airplane, safe and sound, back to Amsterdam, without jet lag, without any decrements in performance. We are convinced that the More Energy app is a low-cost and very efficient solution to overcome the devastating consequences of disturbance of the biological clock. And not only for airline pilots, but for many more occupations. There are hundreds of thousands of workers being exposed to disturbance of the biological clock. More Energy has the ability to save lives. So watch your biological clock with the More Energy app. Stay alert, be focused, start today. Thank you.
Cecile, thank you very much. It was a great presentation. It so happens I was in Seoul a month ago, maybe with Leo, so I wish I would have had the app then. Just a quick question. It looks as though you're already up and running. What do you need this award for?
Well, we need this award because we have now an app that works for airline pilots. But that's just one group. We want to expand it to other occupations like nurses, doctors, firemen, and actually also people who travel and want to use the More Energy app. Everyone who has a disturbance in the biological clock can benefit from this app, but now it's just only available for airline pilots with their flight schedules, as it connects the flight schedules to the advice.
So, what is different about nurses and pilots when it comes to adapting their body clock?
Well, it's a personalized app, so it tells you at this moment what's best for you to do now, and for that you need you need information about your biorhythm, which is not in the app right now, because the app that I was showing you is the app from the future. So the knowledge base is the same, but you need to connect it to different working situations of nurses, and those are different than pilots.
Thank you.
No questions.
I want to know who pays for the app. Is it companies that will provide it for their employees, or?
Well, hopefully, I think it would be a matter of being a good employer to offer this as one of the tools to improve health of your workers. Yeah. Currently, the app has been financed by personal means. So it's a research project. It's a PhD project of Alwin van Drongelen, who could not be here today. So it's being financed by the VU University Medical Center. Right. But the next step, obviously, hopefully, by others.
Okay.
Who controls the data? Because it's great to be healthy, but what if my insurance rate goes €100 up or less, etc.? Is it George Orwell or Leonardo da Vinci? What are we talking about?
That's a really important question, and of course, with all the research projects we do at the VU University Medical Center, privacy is very important. So we as researchers, we only have access to the data, and we only report group information to the employer, which was KLM for this project. So the information you get when you use the app is connected to your personal login, and the database behind this is actually anonymous. And there is a key to connect anonymous data to persons. Can only be accessed by researchers.
Thank you. Thank you very much.